Well, we're finally back on video. We gave you a few weeks of recipes, which I hope you enjoyed. And as you may or may not know, I've been going through a very serious bout of shingles. And so I have lived on the couch, not doing much of anything. Bill has waited on me in every way. And now there's a lot of healing occurring, and I'm feeling much, much better. So that's the good news. And during this time, there's been a great deal of pain. So I've become very familiar with pain and how I relate to it. And I find that if I'm really present with it, often it goes away. That's one thing. But also, in becoming more familiar with it, I get a chance to really be grateful for it, for what it brings me in terms of learning. One of the first things that it brought me actually was seeing that the meaning I gave to everything was just what I gave it. If I didn't give it deep meaning, it didn't have it. So that's another way of saying that circumstances are neutral. What they take on as meaning for us is what we give them with what we think about them. That's it mainly. But
Yeah, so when you say the meaning that we give it, what I hear you saying is the thinking that arises, the stories that I put around a circumstance. So like the pain, you're saying it's neutral. It's pain, yeah, that's not pleasant, but as an experience, it's neutral. And if we give our attention to that, if we relate to the pain in a way that we're telling ourselves, oh, this is so terrible. I don't know if I can live another minute with this. It creates one experience. So what we're talking about is the dynamics of how our moment-to-moment experience is created.
yeah,
I put my attention on this thought, oh, I can't live with it anymore. That's the meaning I give to it. And I have a resulting experience of it. But what you're saying too is that if you just go into it, allow yourself to feel it, and actually maybe feel some gratitude for it, the stories don't start up that say, I can't live with it. What's this going to mean? How long am I going to be on the couch? You know, and all that stuff.
true. Very true.
That's the meaning, huh?
Yeah, the main thing is to get present with life, to get present with whatever we're experiencing. And in that, we learn so much, and we can open to the gratitude that's possible for us in the learning, in the experience, and not get lost in all the stories we tell ourselves. Just see, oh, that's just something the mind's playing right now. I can let that move on by and not give it anything. And another interesting thing is I've been going to an acupuncturist, and a physio has helped me. And in order to really heal everything that's been affected nerve-wise by the shingles, I need to go into painful experiences to bring those nerves back to life. And isn't that interesting that pain then is a healing tool? So there you are. It can take many, many forms, but how we're with it is what's the most important that I've learned.
Yeah, we were sharing this concept with some clients the other day. And what came to my mind was an old saying that was on the stage when I was studying to become a TM teacher, Transcendental Meditation. I spent 6 months in Europe listening to lectures from Maharishi. And on the stage, every day was this sign. It said, see the job, do the job, avoid the misery. So I'm in my 20s, right? This is back in the 70s. And I loved that. Something just resonated in me, but I didn't quite rocket. I didn't get it either, but I loved it, and it stayed with me. So when we were talking about this the other day, it came up again about how, so my experience, so that was Connie's experience with pain. I had a similar way of relating to feelings a few days before, because I had had a very busy week doing a lot of landscaping stuff, a lot more physical activity than I usually do. I was really tired at the end of the night. And yet I had a number of things I had kind of put on my to-do list in the morning, let's get this done. And I'm sitting on the couch and it's like, this body doesn't want to move. I'm tired. And so with that thought, I'm tired, and giving my attention to my feeling in the way I was, my mind started generating all these stories, all this meaning. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I better rest now. I should call it a day and just rest. Otherwise, tomorrow I'll be so tired, or whatever. The meaning I was giving it. And then I remembered that saying, see the job, do the job, avoid the misery. And when we look at that saying, what's the misery that statement is pointing to? What I believe it is, and what I'm experiencing it to be, is the misery of the kind of psychological tension or the psychological discomfort that comes as I give my attention to these thoughts that arise, that say, oh my gosh, you're going to feel terrible tomorrow if you do another thing, and my attention stays with the feeling of I'm so tired and I'm miserable.
Yeah, that's very good.
I'm
That's true.
miserable. So I went through the evening, and so I said, okay, I can see what happens if I go down that road. If I give my attention to those thoughts, if I give meaning to the feeling I'm in. But what if I just see the job, do the job? So the first thing was doing dishes from dinner. And I'm the dishwasher because Connie's one-handed. And so, okay, so I get up and I'm just doing the dishes. And there's fatigue in my body, but with my attention just being on doing the dishes, see the job, do the job, there wasn't that psychological, oh, what about tomorrow? And all of that misery was nowhere to be found. And with all that misery gone, it's like there was plenty of energy to wash the dishes.
Yeah, by really being present with the dishes.
So that's I think what that saying points to: see the job, do the job. Basically, if we see the job and do the job, we're just immersed in the present moment.
Yeah.
And in talking with the clients the other day about this, there's that Nike saying, just do it. It can kind of sound the same way. See the job, do this, just do it. But I think that the Nike thing kind of implies this no pain, no gain thing. You just push through. Whereas the see the job, do the job, in the way that I have been applying it, it's more, instead of kind of fighting with life, I'm just going to push through it, and it's kind of a battle and I'm going to win. And at the end, I achieve my goal and I feel good for achieving the goal. But I went through all this kind of psychological misery fighting through this all the time. Whereas the see the job, do the job, and letting go of all that meaning and all the story and all the thoughts that the mind generates that just kind of mushroom out of nowhere as I give my attention to the negative implications, the meaning that I'm giving to these feelings. As I just allow myself to be present, instead of kind of fighting my way through life, it's like I'm dancing with life. It's like life's showing up, dishes to be done. Okay, let's just do the dishes. And it's such a different experience. Like I say, there's no misery. In the just do it, there can still be a lot of misery, but I get it done. But in the see the job, do the job, there's no misery.
Because you're in the present moment.
Yeah, the present
You're not
moment.
lost in your thoughts, stories.
And it's not that the fatigue left my body. My body was still tired, but in letting go of the psychological tension, there was all that energy and there was no misery with it. So I just had a tired body washing dishes. Very different from, oh, I'm so tired.
Yeah, and that works great with everything, pain included.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, recipe.
Yeah.
So we did a great thing. We have a butternut squash from the farm where we volunteer, and it is a heaven butternut squash, the best we've ever
Oh,
had.
that's good.
And we baked it, scooped it out of its shell, and made a sauce with cashews and sage. Sage is the magic ingredient. And then we coated a pasta with it, a short curly pasta that was delicious, and added peas. And of course, no salt seasoning and pepper. That was about it, wasn't it? Really, really good. So if you like pasta and you like butternut squash, try it. Oh, it's so good. But make sure you use the sage because that makes the dish.
Yeah, it's unusual, you know, for me anyway, to have a pasta. I don't think I've ever had a pasta with sage. So
Yeah,
it's a little surprise, but it's a good combination. It's not like a surprising, "Ooh, I don't know if I like that." It's like, this is really good. How interesting that I've never tasted this combination before.
yeah. So enjoy. And we're so glad to be back and glad you're here.
Bye for now.
Bye.